Welcome back to the Course Maintenance Podcast. We are here in Jonesboro, Arkansas, getting ready for the Jonesboro Open. I don't have any housekeeping. We're here.
Speaking of course maintenance, man, we came out here early to film our practice rounds.
Yep.
The course looks amazing. They've done an incredible job out there. We found two small tweaks that were like, hey, it'd be cool if they did this. Mm-hmm. We talked to them. Next day, both of them done. So shout out Jonesboro crew. They were very, to anybody out there, they didn't take any trees out or anything like that we suggested. We just merely suggested quality of life things. And they were like, oh, we didn't think about that. Boom, we got you. Done. So
I think it's so cool anytime they'll open to feedback.
Yes.
They seeked it out. They asked us our opinions on it. And then it always feels bad to think the whole course is pretty solid, and then there's two tweaks. It always feels bad to complain about two little things, and that's what the focus is on. But then it's so cool that they tweak them.
Yeah.
And it's going to improve the course, and then.
This is an interesting one. I was thinking about this. What if this were a position for somebody on the tour?
Oh,
yeah.
Where
it
it's
used to be for I think Phil.
Course tester.
Phil Dillonay, how do you say his last name?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think he would go ahead and he's obviously. He's moved up to a different job at PDJ instead of for the Pro Tour. But I think that was kind of his job. And I think at some point a player will move into that role because it makes sense, right?
It's a really good idea.
I was thinking about that because it's you need someone who's able to sort of be on tour. I mean, maybe the tour just pays them, but it'd also be good to have somebody who's already on tour who can go ahead, look at that, and then maybe they still work on stuff throughout the week, but they're there at the next tournament while we're playing the.
To kind of look at it from a playoff perspective.
So basically what we need is for there to be a cut every weekend, and we need a player that doesn't make any of the cuts.
Bro, this is sounding like a job for me.
I didn't know you were talking about me on this one either. I was like, what? This guy's throwing bullets already. Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right. No, we're gonna make there is no cut this weekend. I'm fine. I'm playing.
We're good.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go across that way.
Oh boy.
Anything we can take negatively, we will.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Indeed.
That's the only way to throw it back.
Self-deprecation at its finest. That's the way to do it.
It's that's the only way to beat someone that's a one-upper. Self-deprecation, because he's oh yeah, you think you're dumb? Well, I'm twice as dumb as you.
And then you're just so confused. Wait, what?
Wait a second, what?
Yep. Oh boy. Yeah, that was kind of a good intro, little story time thing. Well, while we were driving to the practice round, I had this super quick one, but I texted you guys at midnight or whatever, and I was like, you know what's so clutch right now? We're changing time zones, and we gain an hour.
Right.
So
it was nice
that was huge.
Way. It was a big drive to get from Jonesboro. Eli stuck around and caddied for me at Champions Cup. So it kind of leads right into our little recap thing we had there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Eli, thank you so much for caddying for me at Champions Cup. That was actually awesome. And he actually stuck with me through the worst stretch of disc golf I think that anybody's ever witnessed on a bag.
Oh my. It was rough to watch. I didn't know what to say at a certain point. We got to a certain point and I kept being like, oh, we'll stay positive, next shot.
One.
Come on in, Parker, you're good.
Why is somebody always breaking into our house?
Wow.
This
Parker,
guy,
do you not know we're filming a podcast right now, bro?
He's just always a problem.
No,
we love you, Parker.
Yep.
He's such a sweetheart.
Oh.
Yeah. No, he's too nice. Anyway, we got to a certain point and I was like, what do I say right now? It's one of those where you're just silent and you're like, I'm here. I did literally at one point, I think we were on hole 8 and
please don't
I
punch
was
me.
I was like, Goose, I'm going to be here the whole time. I'm here with you and
Doesn't
we're going to get through it
round
together.
We're playing all 4
God.
rounds together.
At that point, it probably looked like 3 rounds.
It did.
Well, I didn't.
Well,
even
we
know
didn't
there
know.
was a cut.
We didn't know there was a cut.
Oh, okay. Valid.
Gosh, dude.
Might have been a good thing, but we did say to each other it'd be so sick if I tapped out on hole 18 today at even par with a better than perfect back 9-10 down on the back, and then fired off 6 birdies in a row on some of the hardest holes. And I was like, dude, we're gonna make it happen.
Yep.
That's one of the craziest rounds. They shouted that round out on coverage and the final day too. They looked at all. Because I think that they had the scoreboard pulled up. Goose got top 15 or whatever, and then they looked at all 4 rounds. That's crazy.
That's a wild.
What a comeback in that first round, and then to fight back all 3 rounds after that and have a good finish.
For anyone looking to see the back 9, of
Oh,
Goose's
right.
first round. We
Yeah,
got that all on film.
We've got
so
that on
that's
film.
out there for you.
Yeah, so you can see what happened there. Babcock came up to us the final or third round when I was playing with him, and he's like, "Dude, honestly, I looked at your scorecard and was like, well, dude, that gives me hope. You can come back from that.
There you go.
You know, like I've been down in the dumps, you know, a time or two, and I was like, dude, Goose can do it. I can do it. You know.
Did he do it?
He tried so hard, dude. It was brutal. Speaking of the cut, this man started off again just like I did, like triple, double to start, and then birdied every hole other than that, and then another triple on the back.
Oh no!
And he fought back to like he needed to birdie 16, 17, 18 to make the cut. And he's like, dude, I can still make the cut. And I'm like, cut? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, there's a cut. And I was like, I didn't know that. Whatever. But he got a little unlucky in the last few holes and missed the cut by 1 or 2, I think. So he really, really put on a good effort.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little weird coming up on the third day, and there were no new starter third day, and there were no new starter notes.
Right.
And
Didn't
so
say
they didn't
anything
tell
to
us about
us.
the cut.
There were no emails sent to us all week long.
Yeah.
The only place that you could find the cut was if you went to the website and then you went for the tournament information and then you went down to like the schedule. It would say that there was a cut in the schedule.
Yep.
And then the second thing was the final day they finally put up this graphic, just the final day that said, or the third day that said 40 plus ties.
Advance.
It's like
And that
on
was
the
it.
scoreboard
Just
on the
on the
PJ.
scoreboard. Yeah.
Yep. And that wasn't there the first 2 rounds either. Like,
Right.
I think they had the
And-
cash line, but it was just the cash line. It didn't
Yeah.
have the ties.
It didn't say advance, right? And that
Yep.
was what clued us that it was. There
Yeah.
was a cut. But I mean, that's on me for not knowing it.
I could have sworn they gave us the starter note of the cut because
Oh, really?
Okay.
I was aware of it at least. So I don't. Maybe I saw it on the scoreboard. Maybe that's how. But I was fully aware. And before that, I guess I just assumed that there would be because like I don't know if you've ever played a 4-round event without one, right?
I felt like
we've done some recently.
Have we?
Yeah.
And okay, maybe I'm out of the loop on that, but I feel like there's always a 3-round cut with a 4-round tournament.
This one just made
Yeah.
sense to not have a cut to me. Like it,
Oh, really?
it felt like we didn't have that many people out there. Like
Yeah.
100 men, 50 women, something like that. It was kind of a
Yeah.
small tournament.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cutting it like MVP.
Right.
You know, it's like we have a small field anyway.
Right.
Like why are we doing?
Yeah,
like
and that is a
I
little
don't
bit
know.
smaller too, though. I mean, like what an average field has like 108 people, 110.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Something like that.
and then MVP is like, well, it's supposed to be like 80, but then they always add people.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I think they typically don't cut on that one too because it's like the cut is to get into that event kind of is how
Right.
they think of that. Which you could think the same thing for this, I guess, but
Right. It's just kind of interesting.
yeah.
Finishing things off, I had a really solid final day. Jumped up to 14th place, so I was happy with that. I actually shot 16 under after the first 9 holes of the tournament, so pretty solid.
nuts.
I just gotta not play those first 9 holes next time.
Yep. Pretty insane.
So yeah,
Yep.
it was cool.
Yeah.
No, it's fun to watch.
Some of it.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I had so many big numbers. It was
That makes
crazy.
for a better story though. That's like
Yeah.
that's a more interesting recap than if you would have just got like the most boring top 15 ever. You know. Like,
Yeah, true.
I don't know. Granted, I would have taken a boring top 15. I guess I'll briefly recap mine. I kind of did on the YouTube video as well if you guys saw that. But I played pretty solid the first round. Definitely had some breaks go my way as well. So I felt like luck was on my side for the first round.
Right. I had a couple rounds like that too, where I was like, this round, I'm like, I played better than what happened. So like that, especially that front 9, I was like, you know, I wasn't throwing good shots,
Right.
but I was getting bad breaks too.
Right.
Versus the next days,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm getting more neutral, more better breaks, and it really helps the score out.
Yeah. Yeah. So like some things definitely went my way. I shot 4 down, which is good enough to get on chase call. So that was nice. It's like the game can still play well, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second round, I felt like my play wasn't much different, but I shot 4 over. So that's kind of like I wasn't getting the good breaks. I was on the wrong side of the trees, and I got some things to go the opposite direction. And then the third day, I shot +8, and it was just like a culmination of just bad shots and bad breaks. And it just all went bad.
I
And
think
then,
even
missed
the
the cut.
4 down to the 4 over
Yeah.
could be just a
Just-
difference in breaks.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it could vary that much.
Right.
It probably wasn't.
It wasn't
probably
quite.
played
It wasn't
worse.
quite, but yeah, it was maybe half of that was.
But then like the +8 obviously is different. So
Right.
like for me, like my +10 through 9 holes was like obviously I played way worse than
Right.
that. But it's also exaggerated by some tough breaks.
Which I feel like that's kind of how it goes a lot of the times too. Like the saying, the better you are, the luckier you get, I think does kind of hold true. Like if you're throwing really good shots, you go throwing shots that have a chance to get good luck. You know, you're throwing shots on the inside of the gaps that if they hit the tree, they kick back to the fairway. Whereas if you're shanking them completely, that's when you get the bad breaks that compound and go even further off into the woods, and then you have to try to throw a crazy shot from there on, then it just kind of snowballs.
The ones where you're like hitting your shape really well, and like at least it shapes with the hole,
and it's like you missed the line.
Maybe you missed the line by just a little bit. Right. But then you get a tree at the end that kicks you back into the middle because you're only 8 feet off the fairway,
right?
And you can kind of just
even sometimes you just throw a shape that goes to the basket, and then you just don't hit any trees, and it's like, oh, it went to the basket. It's like
hole 3. I feel like it's a good example of that. That little downhill hole 3. Well, it's like if you throw the right shape and miss the trees, you're fine. Like you might I snuck through that little left middle gap that's like 2.5 feet wide, a couple times, and it's like I was able to get the birdie on the first day, and I threw basically the same shot the second day. But it hit one of the trees, and then it turned into a impossible birdie.
Yep.
Well, overall thoughts on the major. I know we're going back to Champions Cup there next year. So, what were your thoughts? What was the experience? I know there were some questions about whether it was like up to par with a Disc Golf Pro Tour event and stuff like that. I think there were just some people like having some concerns. I think that not making the cut, like some of the info and stuff like that, but.
Right. It's a big difference when you go from a Pro Tour to a PDGA major. It's run differently, and there's almost some like rust, if that makes sense. So like the Disc Golf Pro Tour guys are just every single week they're doing the same thing. They're doing it so much, so we know exactly what's going on. We know what the rules are. We know what to expect. So then we get to the PDGA. I think even they are like, oh, we don't run enough of these events for this to be clockwork for us. We don't know exactly what needs to happen here. We don't know what's going on here. Some things like that going on. So it definitely has a different vibe to it in those regards. So I would like them to get the Disc Golf Pro Tour more involved with them.
I think it's tough for them because they're trying to coordinate 2 teams. Would be my suggestion, because they're looking at the PDGA team, and I don't know how big that staff is, but it's they bring in people specifically for these events. I think. At least some of the team. And then they're trying to coordinate with another team who's like running the tournament. And so I think it like you say, just because they're not doing it as much, they're not in coordination as well. And so it's tough to find what your role is versus what their role is. Whereas I think the Pro Tour does a really good job of like, they come in and the course and the like maintenance of the course is like very on the crew. And then you have the Pro Tour taking over the media, the assets, some of the rules stuff, like all of that, all of those aspects like get very honed in and done by that team.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that the Pro Tour doesn't have a major, which is kind of interesting. So we've got European Disc Golf Festival, obviously, is on Europe to work on that. I don't know how that works exactly.
Yep.
USDGC is obviously on Innova. I'm okay with that. They do their thing there. I'm even cool with PDGA being Worlds, because this is, their one big event, the thing like that. I'd love for Champions Cup to become Disc Golf Pro Tour. I think that would be a really cool,
I can see that. Yep.
Like, gauge into that. On top of that, it is what Disc Golf Pro Tour is. It's disc golf at the highest level, and majors are disc golf at the highest level. So I don't see any problem of integrating Champions Cup into the actual, Disc Golf Pro Tour.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. As for the other takes, I feel like might be valid. Maybe I just don't pay enough attention. I feel like the event seemed very similar to a Pro Tour from my perception.
Okay.
And maybe, maybe I don't pay enough attention. The emails thing, like the cut thing, wasn't really an issue for me. Like I just didn't notice, but I'd kind of skim over my emails anyway.
Right.
And so some of those things I just kind of go unnoticed for me, but that doesn't mean they're not valid. I mean, it seemed like a great event. It seemed like from my perspective, everything was
the event was like still really solid. I think we're nitpicking at this point of like just questioning how things can be done in the best manner. I'm not trying to like come into this with like a super critical like, oh, they did a terrible job, because they did.
It was almost the same. Like you said.
Okay.
It was a solid.
I totally
event,
agree with that.
Yeah.
As far as the course goes, I will say that I was a huge fan of this course last year. And since then, I have found like 2 or 3 things that I'd love to see them do if we're to keep this going at this course. And obviously, these are nitpicking as well. But I think like hole 16 is a great example of not the best hole for the final stretch. I think that hole 7 is pretty mediocre now that there aren't any trees there. So if they could just like take a few of those things and be like, okay, here's some feedback we've gotten about these specific holes, and if we could take those to the top level, it stays as an S tier course, in my opinion.
Right.
But they do need to keep up and make sure that those filler holes don't just stay as filler holes. They need to work on them. And so I don't want to be like critical because I played poorly versus I didn't last time, but there's just a few spots where I'd love to see some things. And then I think the main thing that we talked about all week is intention with this course. What it could really use is a little bit of landing zones to show what the intention of the hole is. So there's so many holes, like hole 9 is a great example of the main shot thrown is a backhand drifting shot that goes through that gap, fades out slightly to the left. And all they need to do is clear out some of the trees to the point on that left side, past the gap where everybody's trying to land, so that if you throw that shot, you can have footing. Right. It's still a ridiculously difficult shot to get up and down for birdie from there, but you should be able to run up. You should have a swing, an arm swing, something like that. There's like 4 holes where if they added that landing zone, just cleared out a few trees to make it like you have footing there, it would make it so much easier to know what you're supposed to do on the hole. So I think that could use some work.
Yep. I think you're right. One we talked about a lot throughout the week was hole 16, just getting rerouted somewhere through that woods. There's a bunch of woods up to the right. It feels like it's a big path kind of on the actual hole. And to be honest, this might help with spectators too, because a lot more spectators can get out to the rest of those holes through that path. I think that's one of the main routes that they take to get out to the rest of the course. And if you turn that all into a path as opposed to a hole, then you don't have a bunch of people on a tiny path in the woods, and then you have probably a better hole that can be designed through that woods up there to the right.
And on top of that, you get to take hole 16's basket and turn it back into old hole 4, which I think is one of the best holes they had on the course. And it's such a shame we don't have that forced water carry right at the end of that wicked par 5. I think that was one of the coolest shots on the entire property, and I'm a little sad that they got rid of that.
Yep. Totally. Yep, that would be cool. All right, should we move on to... Oh, we have a couple fan questions of the week.
Ooh, I like that.
Nice.
Yep.
Like that.
So speaking of courses and things like that, people wanted to know, what are your thoughts on Music City Open not being a Disc Golf Pro Tour this season?
Sad. Very sad.
I think the main reason we're sad is because it's such a fun city to be in. I don't know. You might be course...
I've just played out though mostly.
Okay.
It's like that's like the main thing for me.
It's such a cool stop
but it's
on tour.
great. Yeah, it is. It's such a fun.
It's a great city. We get tons of engagement there. So many people come out. So I totally agree with that. I also think they did a really cool thing with how they handled open disc golf, which is they had most of their tee pads teeing off from in the woods, coming out into the open, and then would go kind of back into the woods. They had a lot of shots like that where it was lots of gap hits with open shots.
And it looks super open, but it's actually kind of technical.
Right. It's technical in that you have to hit these gaps to then throw the placement shot. So it kind of adds 2 elements together. So I think it was more fun than a lot of people gave credit to.
Yeah, I do think it was one of the most disliked courses on tour by the pros.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're right. I do wonder what the decision-making process was to take it off for this season, and if they have plans to put it back on, kind of like Jonesboro took a year off.
Could be another one they switch out. Every other
I
year.
feel like the switching out could be one of those things.
Another thing you could look at too is they got rid of Music City, but they added Queen City, and I think that both of those are the top 2 lefty-friendly courses. And so it's nice that they got rid of one and put one on when they did that. But I know Austin is probably disappointed they got rid of Music City, and probably most of the lefties. I mean, me a little bit too. I have a very solid forehand.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anyone thinks about that as well. Of just like, hey, here's a like, I don't know, gift to the lefties that we get to play Queen City, that we get to play, Music City.
Well, it just balances out a little bit. Like it challenges a different part of the game more so than most courses do. Whether it's lefty or just the big forehand, I think it's good to have courses that challenge that aspect. It's kind of like we had 4 tournaments in woods, which I think is great to have courses that challenges that aspect of the game. But now we have a little stretch where it's a little bit more in the open. It's going to challenge that aspect of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we've been talking about this, like, balancing courses and balancing the tour a lot, and I think it's an interesting point to bring up the lefty versus righty thing as well, because we've been talking about it more in terms of open golf versus wooded golf,
right?
And so to kind of like mix all those elements together, it's like
that was the last thing I was going to say about Champions Cup is I like that it's hard. Okay, and I think that's one of the really key elements to Champions Cup. I love that major is hard because you get into these situations where you're over par, you're even par, you're places like that, and all you have to do is pop off a
10 over through 9.
10 over through 9.
Yeah,
exactly,
I know.
Man. It's
I didn't want to call it out.
crazy. And all you have to do is pop off a few under par rounds, a few good rounds.
Sure.
Every hole is birdieable on the
That's the
entire
beauty of it.
course.
You can fight back.
And it's like if I shot an 18 down my final round,
Right.
it's like I'm almost in contention for the win.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
And it's technically possible. Like that's what's crazy.
yeah. So I love hard courses in that sense. Now they do eat your lunch a lot of times. Like obviously that happened, but when you have the difficulty, that's possible. When you get to easier courses where the leaders are shooting, 12, 13 down every single round, that's not nearly as possible. You could only gain potentially 5 strokes on them a round, which could not be enough if you shoot 1 round over par.
Yep. All right. Next fan question. This is a really interesting one. I don't know. Would either of you play practice rounds with fans for a fee? And if so, what would the minimum fee be? The suggestion was $1,500.
$10 million. Oh,
I'm sure there are semi-wealthy folks in this community who would pay good money to join you or send their kid. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
That's. I think it's interesting that this gets brought up for this week's podcast episode because we actually just did this a few days ago. We brought a fan on to play the round with us on YouTube, which I thought was. Where was Paul? Parker, where you at?
I love how he didn't get it right away. Yep, that was beautiful.
Oh God, you guys are savages.
And that's my time.
Oh my goodness. So here's the thing.
Boy.
Jomez started doing this thing where they sold tickets to their practice rounds, and I would totally be a fan of that. We don't even need to sell tickets. We'd be happy with people coming out and watching the practice rounds, doing their thing with that. Yep. It's something we do anyway, and we're happy to have a crowd, watching, as long as everyone's respectful, like normal. Yep. As far as this goes, where it's a little more personal and it's like a one-on-one.
I think it's like almost a lesson sort of a thing too. Like people would take it in that way for sure.
It's not something we've really considered. So I don't know what that pricing would be or, if that's something we would want to do or not. Yeah. But to anybody out there that is like, hey, we'd love to see, Goose Ezra practice round. If you guys want to come out, it's not like we're opposed to that. You definitely can come watch
definitely, it. I think depending on what day we're filming on or whatever, we'd have to plan ahead and let the tour know or whatever like that. So, I think it takes some coordination, I think, but.
Well, and it's funny. I mean, it's happened a few times. I don't know how, but I guess there's been times when people have kind of just spectated. Typically they ask too, and we don't.
They're just there, and they're like, "Oh, hey, big fans, do you guys mind if we follow the practice round?" And we're like, "We don't mind one bit, we're gonna."
And people are chill.
Be very ridiculous the whole time, like we always are. So you can deal with that.
You should see it live.
Yeah,
you see it's not all AI.
Yeah, you get to see the 10 uncut shots that we don't leave in the video on every.
That is a lot of why.
Yep. Well, they see some of those anyway.
Okay.
Ezra had a good one on hole 7. He's like, "Hey, can you cut this putt?" And I cut it, and then they saw it after the fact. So
okay, I knew people were commenting. I was like, "What are they talking about? What did Eli do to me?" As far as the playing with us goes and actually being a part of the practice round, I feel like that'd have to be something that's off tour, probably. I don't think, obviously, Pro YouTube round, probably not. Pro-Am is kind of,
Pro-Am's a really good example of that. So if you guys want to look for those, and you could even request us to be on them if you'd like to.
We both did the one in Florida, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun.
I think the Pro Tour is trying to set more of those things up. We just got back from a very interesting thing we did, which was skeet shooting.
Oh,
the Pro Tour was making some moves this season.
They've been setting up some interesting and cool activities for us.
Yeah. Any way you can see it in person. Whew.
I got a little bit too, I think. I'm also just sunburned. But
we haven't shot guns in a while, but it was a ton of fun. So thank you to Brad, thank you to Jonesboro for making that happen.
And the club too. I mean,
Jonesboro skeet. No, hold on. Shooting
sports.
I'll
put
up a graphic.
Super cool
graphic.
Place
we're
back. I mean, those are all the only ones.
It was remarkable,
but it is an epic facility too.
We got some good clips that hopefully make it to Instagram and It was sick.
We were throwing skeet, we were shooting skeet, we were throwing frisbees, shooting frisbees.
Those guys were super chill. They kind of let us do our thing, and we're playing into
they got in
playing
on
into
too.
the disc golf.
That was so fun too because I felt like they loved it too. You know,
Yeah.
like it was a change up for them too. It was different for them to have us out there and throwing the discs and stuff. Like nobody's doing that. So like,
they're used to working with like high school kids and stuff. So
it was so cool to have them just like also be super into it. You know, made it so much more fun.
No, that was
Didn't
really
expect that. I'm glad we saw that too, man. I wasn't gonna do it.
I didn't know anything about it until I mean, like I saw it on the email, but I thought it was. I didn't know what it was. I just my mind blanked, and then did you mention it, Eli, a couple days ago? I'm like, oh, we can shoot
Maybe
guns.
I think somebody else. I think somebody else mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, there he is. Go.
The fan.
Did you hear my joke, Falcar?
Your joke? No.
Okay. Great. Love you, bro.
Oh, no.
And he never will because he'll never listen to one of these podcasts ever again.
Oh my.
He was in Louisiana too for 3.5 hour special with,
Yeah,
with
that
John
was.
Hauk.
He was sad after that
hates
one. We
us.
got done. Yeah. Parker's like, they're filming the podcast again, bro. No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
So
my.
funny.
Classic.
That's hilarious. Let's move into this week. Jonesboro, little preview, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So open golf, we're back.
Forgot that the big issue with open golf is it's so windy.
It is next level. It's not
It
holding
is
off.
crazy, man.
We were complaining a little bit about like the 5-10 miles an hour that we had in the woods last week. And this is just like unrelenting 30 miles an hour with gusts of 50, it feels like.
Feels like for sure.
It's nuts.
It's been brutal. I did play around at like 5 p.m. where it was like nice and cool, no wind. And I was like, holy cow, this course is fun.
Yeah. It's so fun to just like half the holes out there we get to just absolutely unleash, you know?
Here's my favorite thing. It's going to view so well. Right. Everyone at home is just going to be like, oh, wow, we know the course.
I know what the intention is.
What they're trying to do. What a good shot looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
to be fair, though, I think one of the
amazing.
things that fans, people back home watch and enjoy the most is like the shot that's kind of shanked into the woods and then gets through everything, gets a lucky break. And it's like, oh, that's like, I don't know if it's more impressive, but I think that's more entertaining to them a lot of the times than the incredible shot that's pulled off exactly how they want it to, you know?
It's a good point. You know, if someone shoots a 3, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, swish. They're like, oh, awesome, that's cool. But if someone shoots a 3 and it goes like, rim, circles around the bowl, falls in, everyone's like, oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And some of that is like the added time,
The suspense.
the suspense and the drama to build up, which, I don't know.
Definitely. But they did make a few changes out there, and I think they're all good. One of the things that Jonesboro has struggled with, there we go, there's the right words.
Jonesboro.
In the past.
Yeah.
I got a voice crack too, though. Jonesboro. I voice cracked when I said it in the video. I didn't even know. I got roasted right away. I'm like, oh, that's...
Oof. That's tough. That's tough.
That was tough. There was nothing I could do.
It's okay.
Dude. I can't AI that one out.
Nope. It's okay. I can eat that.
But the main thing it's struggled with is it's been a little too easy in the past, and so they've made a few of the holes just slightly harder, making some of the pins a little bit longer, some of the tee pads a little bit longer, a little tighter OB maybe in a couple places. So just a few small things like that really go a long ways in the decision making and spreading out the scores. So I like that they've made some changes to try to keep up with the level of play on the tour, and they haven't changed too much. You know, they didn't go crazy overboard with anything. So
well, that's the nice thing. Like I think it is possible a lot of the times just to tweak something slightly and make a big impact without having to redo the entire course or redo an entire hole. It's like you can just move a tee box back. Hole 7's a good example. They moved it back 50 feet or whatever it is, and now it's like, oh my gosh, am I even going to go for this KI, or am I going to lay up? And now this second shot is super difficult.
It's the perfect amount to be like, hey, most players can still get across, but do they want to try? Right. I mean, it's really...
And it's a gap shot out of the tee, so you don't have the luxury just to blast a big ante out there. You have to throw a tunnel shot. I think that's fantastic. And then the aesthetic of the change they made around the pond.
Oh my gosh, the
is
wall is
They
incredible.
took advantage of their year off.
They
too.
did.
I think this is
that.
one of the reasons the year off can be big for courses.
Yeah.
This wall was a huge upgrade, and they drained the whole pond, from what I heard.
Okay, to do it.
I was talking to some of the guys last year, and they I think drained the whole pond once we left from playing the A tier.
Right.
And then they built up the wall, and then they let the pond fill again.
It just elevates the whole property, I feel like. It makes the whole place, because of that, feel so much more professional. You also have hole 18 finishing right there, and then the Island Par 3, which are two of the iconic holes that people film. That's where you get clips from. The Eagle Par 5. You get 3 of the most important holes on the course now just look incredibly well.
Yep.
They have a tiny pond, and they use it on 3 holes. It's remarkable how well they use that water.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and
works
they
out
made
really
it
well.
look great with the wall, which just really exaggerates how incredible the course is now.
It's starting to look like golf,
Yeah.
the level of
Yep.
I don't know, improvement they can do.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
for
it's
sure.
it's good. I think they made a couple of tee pad upgrades as well. Built a couple new tee boxes and things like that. They added the drop zone on 18, which is pretty visually pleasing.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So
And they said they're gonna try to mow one time before the tournament. So how
really?
short
Okay.
the grass was on the last 2 days is gonna be what it is for the tournament. So I like that they're staying on top of that. It is spring, so everything is growing really fast. So I don't know. It looks amazing, and I'm really looking forward to.
Stuff's alive. It's alive out here too. We were worried maybe it was gonna be too soon.
Yeah.
But the trees are alive. That was one of the things that took a little bit away from the experience of Champions Cup. I felt like
We were like
a
2
lot
weeks
of it
too
just,
early.
Yeah, a lot of it just looked dead out there.
Right.
Kind of. I don't
We
know.
needed 2 more weeks, and then it would have been full spring there,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And without that, there's no leaves on the trees, which just kind of like takes away from the vibe a little bit.
Yep.
And I think it even like adds more wind into the woods because
totally.
you don't have the leaves stopping it.
Right.
But it also makes the lines, you can get through the trees a little bit easier. It was just kind of funky for sure.
I think the aesthetic of the sport is important. You
Yeah.
know? And I feel like that lacked a little bit because of that. I think out here, I think it looks fantastic.
It's perfect.
Yep. I think we're learning that, with social media and in this age, like the clips and everything are very important.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's one of the things that you're going to notice right away is like, oh, is this a clean, background, a clean visual appeal to spectating? One thing I was going to ask, what are the keys to this week? Kind of playing open golf, throwing more hyzer shots, like powering stuff through the wind. Those are 3 of the big tactics that you have to be able to manage on the course. Like, what are your guys' tips for people trying to do that?
So a couple things that I'm going to start off firsthand. Difference between open golf and wooded golf is rather than thinking to yourself, what can I do to hit the first gap? You're instead shifting your mindset to what holes can I bogey, and how can I go about not doing that. So there's a bunch of holes out there that are just birdie holes. So you don't need to worry about that. You just go up, you throw the shots you need to throw. But you step up to one like hole 1. You need to have in your head that it's very easy to bogey this hole, and it's a very tough birdie. Right. So in my mind, I'm thinking I need to throw a shot that gives me my best chance at par, with giving me some chance at birdie, with eliminating as much chance at bogey. Right. So it's a lot of this weighing the options there and getting yourself a lot more circle 2 looks on those holes, and then trying to like park them.
Right.
So I think that's a really important one, and it's really important in this Open to know the direction of the wind and what the wind's going to do to your disc.
That's half the battle a lot of the times, is knowing the direction, because it does change up a little bit.
Yep.
The nice thing about open golf, though, is that it's usually more consistent with the wind.
Yes.
If you're in the woods, it's a little bit more choppy. I think one of the most important things is the putting green with the wind. It's really a massive change-up when we have 20-mile-an-hour winds to putt into versus the woods. And then also just like limiting the 3 putts, because that can happen, especially with the rolling hills out here.
And it changes from putter to putter. So some people, like I know, really struggle with right to left winds. Some people really struggle with headwinds. So it's things like that you need to have in your mind and be like, hey, when I'm throwing this upshot from 200 feet out, the goal is to miss a little bit on the side of the putt that I want.
Right.
I want that tailwind putt. I want that left to right wind putt. It just makes the putting more consistent, and it's a really important thing to factor in when you're throwing those upshots.
And I find myself changing my putt, changing my nose angle, changing my hyzer or any angle to like fit the wind correctly, because that can be such an advantage, honestly. If you have like a nose down putt and a tailwind, that thing can lift and go 40 feet past the basket. Now you've got this 40-foot headwind putt with your nose down putt, and it's gonna be tough to even give it the height. And so it's no,
I'm sitting right here, bud. It's cool.
I wasn't trying. You got me back. Okay.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Honestly, game recognized game. I wasn't even trying to shout you out there.
Crazy. This is just one big roasting battle. That is really what all the content we do is.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
One thing I was going to say is I agree with that putting thing 100%. And to get back into like open golf and wind shape for putting, I just have to sit there and be like, all right, I'm going to putt straight into this headwind. I don't care how many shots I'm going to miss. I have to not think about that. And I just have to get my putt like feeling that amount of spin again, because I feel like I add a bunch of spin when I get into the wind. And when I'm in the calm, I can match the pace a little bit better, things like that.
I I almost like it. I feel like for me, like it forces me to think about it more. It forces me to commit
really
on
hard,
that spin like
yeah.
we're talking about. Or even, I feel like I pick my pace up a little bit too, so I can jam it in there.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
one of the things early on. I mean, you guys saw me today, missed that putt on the green of 15. And it's like 20-footer, you know, up into the headwind. But I'm like, I'm putting a little bit uphill, little into the headwind, and it's one I just put it right in the cage. And you know, that's one of those putts that you get figured out with a good practice session or two into the headwinds of like, all right, I know I need to commit to this. Got to get the nose up a little bit so it kind of rides the headwind the whole way. And yeah.
One thing that helps me with the wind putting too is when I'm putting into stiff winds, I think to myself, you know, you need to be firm, you need to be confident, you need to be these things with the putts, and then I tend to putt too quick. So like I correlate that to like, you know, I'm gonna like throw it hard, and then I do a nice quick, you know, backswing follow through, and I short arm it.
Yeah.
And I find that it's a little bit counterintuitive sometimes for me, where I need to be like, hey, the key to this putt is to release it on the right angle. And in order for me to release it on that angle, it needs to be the smoothest putt it can be. It needs to be nice and slow, deliberate, and get to that spot with the angle that I want. Right. So it's a little bit counterintuitive in my brain of like, I need to remember to just trust my putt, trust my form and those things, and not you know, over exaggerate. Yeah.
Maybe thinking about like having a full putt. You know, instead of having like a fast putt or a powerful putt, like thinking like make sure it's like nice and full. That way you get the full stroke,
controlled the whole way.
Yeah,
right.
So that way you don't have to like, you know, I think that could maybe help with quickening it up because like you do want power, but you have to make sure like in order to get the power, you have to get that full stroke.
Right.
You can tense your muscles up too much too. I find that comes a lot with those headwind putts for me, especially early on. It's you just tighten and you're like, oh, I'm a little more. Like I have to be more precise with this because there's not the wind accelerates any one of your misses, and so you want to be more precise. And that precision comes with like, oh, I gotta, it's like this mental thing as well of like tightening up everything.
Parker mentioned a good one today where he said long. It's a long putt, which goes kind of what you're saying.
Right, you're trying to make sure he gets to that point.
Yeah, he said long backswing, long follow through. Right, just keep that. I don't know, the extension. Every piece of it needs to be, bigger, longer, smoother. Yeah.
It's true.
So I do like that thought process. Full is what you were saying.
Yeah. Yep. That's good. I was going to bring up one other thing that's pretty exciting. Coming to the tour, Levi Stout.
That is very exciting.
Now, we saw him today, and I had to bring it up because it's been...
He's such a character.
He's
We're
awesome.
going to have to get him on the podcast, folks, because he has the most fun accent I've ever heard before. He sounds just like this posh man, and he talks so slow and deliberately, and I can't even do it justice. It's just fun to listen to. So we got to get him on the podcast just for that.
Yeah, fun to hear on it.
Sure. But yeah, we're excited to see how he does here in the States. He's obviously been shredding New Zealand for a couple of years now, so it's...
And this has been a big goal of his. He's worked hard to get here and make this happen this year.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah. Games? We have some games.
Yeah,
right?
we
We've
got a
been
few
arguing
ideas.
over what games to play.
But
But
it's just the games section is just tough.
We just like arguing, I think. All right.
No, we don't.
So we're going to start with my game. So my game is each of us are going to randomly generate a player on tour, and then we're going to give one-word clues, okay?
I like this.
We're going to try not to do compound words as much as we can, unless it's, a little too much. You're like,
So if I say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, does that count?
that's one word.
I like that.
Yep, you're good to go. You're good to go. And then we're going to see how many words it takes for the rest of us to guess the player.
I love it. I think that's going to be fun.
okay, do you want me to have the standings pulled up? You said you were going to randomize this?
No,
right?
no, you're gonna start us off. So what you're gonna do?
Okay.
What you're gonna do is you're going to go to Disc Golf Pro Tour.
I'm there.
You're there, and then you're gonna click another tab and say random number generate me 1 through 80. Isn't that
Okay. Yep, that's
tour
fair.
card?
90, but
90.
whatever.
There we go.
80's fine. 80's fine. You
Yep.
guys.
And if you don't know the person, you can do something else.
Okay.
Like I think there are a couple
Yeah,
on
if
there.
it's one number off, I might.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll come up with
try to
some
make
good
it fun,
ones,
yeah.
and hopefully they won't be too easy too.
Right.
So
Well, I mean, the goal is to be successful.
right.
Is that the goal? Oh my gosh.
The example we use is if I had Calvin Heimberg, I could say pizza. And it'd be probably pretty
we
easy.
can lock this in right now.
With
this
one-
is a one word.
Eli,
this should
Eli.
be so easy.
wavelength right now, brother. Let's go.
Here it is. Goat.
Okay.
Oh
this
my
is tough.
gosh, he's sitting right there.
He's sitting right there.
He's sitting
He's
right
sitting
there.
right there. And that's why I think that's why he's saying it. Because that could be Paul Macbeth.
Goat.
That could be Paul Macbeth, and that could be Paul Kowalk. There's no other person that comes to mind.
Hey, I do a pretty good goat impression.
Yeah. It could be on Gossage because of that. Here's the thing. I look at the GOAT, and he says Gannon-Ball. There's no shot that either I would say Gannon-Ball for this. I think it has to be Paul Kowalk. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with Paul Kowalk. I think based on everything that Eli did before, and you can say Paul if you want to. Maybe it splits and then you win and I lose. But
I'm gonna go Paul Macbeth. I have to go Paul Macbeth.
I'm thinking, what else? See, okay. All right. I just think if it was Paul Macbeth, you could say like foundation or something else.
I think goat is almost a little fishy though. That's 4 words.
Depends on how you look at it. All right. And
3, 2, 1. Paul Macbeth.
dang it.
Yeah, get right.
I tried, bro. I tried for
Okay.
you.
Look, here's the thing.
What?
At the moment, consensus GOAT for most people is Paul Macbeth. I think
I know,
that's the
but he's
most
right
obvious.
there.
Like, I can't be wrong
He
in
said-
using
He
that.
You're
said,
right.
we're trying to win, are we not? And then said
Maybe.
goat. Come on, bro.
All right.
Okay, I feel like that one. I don't know. Hey,
That's called
whatever.
I
Point
won.
for Goss.
Eli got half
Zero
a
for
point.
me.
I don't know how these
No.
points are working. What's going on?
I deviated.
Just so I'm not cheating, I'm gonna like close my computer so
Oh
I don't
my
see all the players.
Goodness.
It's-
Okay.
That one's
like that's an
way
advantage.
too hard. Oh man. I'll go with that. I gotta go basic. We're going distance.
I mean,
Okay. Those
immediately Anthony Barella
I
is
think
in my
Anthony
mind.
too, but I also feel like those other things that you could say for Anthony. You know,
It's a good point.
like you could say snake.
Guys,
or
I got my
aura,
poker
or
face on.
cool.
Yeah.
You don't make much money in poker, do you?
Nope.
Okay. Who else could be distance though? That's the thing. Oh, it could be Rasmus Sakaripi.
Okay.
I
It could
like
be.
that.
Here's another one, which maybe I'm starting to overthink this,
Yeah,
but Garrett Gurthie, distance competition. Like
Could be
he's
golfy,
kind of
but
always
it's like-
the guy in distance competition. But we are talking about now.
If it was me, I would say jockey for golfy. That's the thing.
Yeah. I feel like there are other clues for him
That's
that I
crazy,
would've
man.
gone with,
Ezra's got the right mindset for this game.
I might look stupid, but I am only dumb.
I'm very impressed. It's
but,
I like the way you think. And I don't say that very often.
I try not to think very much, so maybe that's why.
I feel like in my mind it's AB or Rasmus right now.
I'm loving Rasmus because I can't think of anything else that I would say for him. And we just played through him today.
Yeah,
And
we
he
did.
ripped.
And he's the distance world champion right
He
now.
is.
And the shot on Goose's mind in this would be his shot from Jonesboro last year, where he outdrove hole 7 by, wait, is it 7? Yeah, by 1,000,000 miles. It's a ridiculous
I'm
shot.
locking in Rasmus Sakaripi, if I say that.
I like this. I'm going to also lock that in.
You guys are correct.
Let's go, Goose!
Come on, baby. Ezra comes in clutch
Wavelength.
with Garrett Gurthie. I'd say jerky.
Let's go,
I was
baby.
Like, boom, baby. That's exactly right.
Such an easy game. Oh, wait, I got the first one wrong, though. I was distracted, though. I was distracted.
Okay,
No,
what if I had
no.
said bear?
For Sakaripi, I wouldn't have got that.
You wouldn't have got that? I thought about that. For
I
a
don't think
second.
so. What is the connection there?
I think that's his
Is that
Is that his logo?
Okay.
Oh. I don't know.
He
I don't know that I've
came-
seen his logo
He
recently.
came out with the disc stamp of the bear eating the snake after he won. Oh, it's a honey badger. Okay, then I'm nowhere near right.
Okay, all right.
Just to
Yeah.
after the
wow, did he
work-
actually come out with that
Yes.
stamp?
it was
Oh
savage.
my.
It was savage.
Okay.
How did I not see any of this?
Yeah.
Cookie.
Oh, easy.
Ooh,
Andrew
yeah.
Marweed.
Yeah,
Locked
we
in,
gotta
he
go
got it.
Marweed.
Locked in, he got it.
Marweed.
Yep.
One
Good
more
one.
round? One more quick round?
This has been fun so far. I think we do one more
Yeah,
round.
okay,
one
I
more
like
round.
it.
We're getting quicker too. So
Yeah,
I got 14. I was like, oh man, that was so close to you. Though you're gonna be.
yeah, and then you could do
I
something.
get Goose. I'm like, well, okay. Never mind.
let's see.
You'd have to do something like funny but obscure, right? Yeah.
I just like giggle a little dance.
Okay. All right.
We got to turn the cameras off. We're getting out of hand. This is not.
I don't know what went on because I was contemplating my
like
word.
that.
I was trying to
That's
lock
good.
in.
That's
Lock
for the
in.
best.
I want to use 2 words. You know what? That's too much of a hint. That's too much of a hint. Cowboy.
Oh, that's got to be Niklas, right? But who else could it be? Who else could it be?
He wants to say Finnish cowboy.
He wanted to say Finnish cowboy, right?
There's no other cowboy.
There's no other cowboy.
There's no.
Unless it's
no
that
other
Jamie
cowboy.
Keep guy. But I don't think he'd be in the top
Oh
80
my, yeah.
last show. He'd be about
Wild.
best. Niklas
Antila.
Correct.
Let's
Yep.
go.
I shouldn't have given away the 2-word thing. That
Definitely
like made it
shouldn't,
way
but I
too
don't
easy.
think it
That was on me.
I don't
That
think
was
it
on
mattered.
me. But yeah, I think we would have had that.
Okay.
But
Yep.
Yep.
I like that.
Guess what number I just pulled?
17.
71.
Okay. Oh, we both went 1 7.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Interesting.
13.
Oh.
Wait. Why are you telling us?
You
This
should've-
helps.
that
Is
would've
this
been
last
great.
year's stand? Actually, don't tell us anything
You
else.
should have gone with that.
I should have gone with that?
Yes. What? Yourself? That's awesome.
That's awesome.
What do you mean? Yes.
It's the easiest one ever. He just says goose, and then we move on.
Yeah. that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. That
I would
isn't
have
as
to do
fun for
something
you guys.
All right.
silly. Okay, this one's so hard. I
Okay.
have to.
Well, that's a hint, though. You saying that's a hint.
I know. I'm sorry, bro.
Jonesboro? Bro. Vinyl Macula? Bro.
Dude,
Bro.
Is that vinyl?
That is a fun one. Hearing the Finns.
I love-
bro.
What's up,
What's up?
brother? I can't even do that part.
Yeah. We'll be back momentarily.
Wow, this is
I got to just play the Jeopardy music.
low
you know?
key. This is kind of offensive to
do.
whoever it is. I think Goose. Yeah, it's
No.
at that point where it's like
a little bit. I'm sorry.
Really? Oh, dude, I sat there and thought about Nicolas for a while. You guys were doing whatever segment you guys were doing, and I was
That's true,
like,
that's
what
true,
do
that's
I?
true.
It part of it is like giving a clue that the other people would know.
Right.
You know?
Right.
it's true. It might take more than one clue too, Goose. That's okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You switching people?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Good. You could say like the state they're from.
Yeah.
You could say the color of their hair. I mean, it's basically guess who, but
Wait, you
You guys
switched
ready?
something or you looked something
No.
up?
just give us a word, bro.
The
Give us
word
a
is Denmark.
Oh, Denmark. Okay, that makes it easier.
Okay, there's two people, and there's nobody
wait,
else.
Wait. Let's see if Ezra can name these two people.
People from Denmark.
Oh well,
I just
hold
gotta
on.
put everyone
Was
in
this
that-
in the
everyone else
current?
have the
This
pawns
was
the
in the
same.
current world standings, though, right? Of last year, we were saying we were
Last
doing
year.
last year.
2025
Okay,
top
then
80.
there's one name.
There's one name.
There's one name.
One person from Denmark.
There's one name.
Can you
Can
name
I-
this player?
I
think
know
Eli can.
know
I know
exactly
Eli
who this
can.
is.
Eli's basically European, though. Okay, let's be honest.
I have played. Honestly, I got to go back and look and see if I've played more European tournaments in the last couple of years than the States.
Denmark. This is
Okay,
crazy.
I'm gonna give you a slight, small,
Like half hint.
subtle hint.
Okay.
He has one of the coolest names of anyone.
Well, I mean, he's European, so it's kind of a shoe in.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't think that helped Ezra that much,
I
but
know.
you're not wrong.
I said it was a very
Yeah.
small hint.
Yeah.
Very, very cool name.
I don't think I know this.
You definitely know the person. Like if
I
I
would
said
hope.
the name.
I mean, I would hope.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Do we have to move to the second clue?
It's a good question.
Give me a second clue, please.
Oh man, I've got no.
Okay,
second
I can
clue.
give a
Eli's
second
got
clue.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Well, actually, it depends if Ezra knows
If
the player or not.
Ezra knows.
That's the issue. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that doesn't work as the second clue. See, now I'm like,
I honestly probably just don't know it. Honestly,
I mean, we're reusing a clue here, but I would also say distance.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
like,
okay.
that's not gonna be helpful.
Yeah, that's not gonna be helpful.
Let's try.
I'm sorry. Honestly, whoever this is.
Let's try like
I don't know the countries over there.
fjord.
Wait, what?
Isn't a fjord in Norway?
Yeah, this is no. This. Wait, so is this player from Denmark or not?
Denmark, yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know. Eli, who do you think it is?
Hjalte Jensen.
Hjalte.
Hjalte Jensen.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, I do know who that is.
I think that's how you pronounce
I was
it. I
trying
feel
to
bad
give
if I got it
something about
wrong
the
at this
name.
point, but yeah.
Oh,
I was trying to.
I see.
I was trying to
Okay,
get you to it because
Oh.
I don't think we're getting.
I wasn't gonna get that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Super cool dude. And
is.
he throws really far.
he does.
And I'm sorry. All right, I got
Oh, you got one. Here we
I
go.
got one. Denmark. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo my. I got 72. I'm gonna have to redo my thing.
Ridiculous.
What are the chances I pulled? 13?
Oh my gosh, this one. Okay. All right, hold on. I can do
That is funny. Yes.
Okay, I gotta make this one good. Hold on. This kind of sucks. There's like a couple things I can do, and it kind of sucks, but I kind of have to do it.
Well, if you have a couple things lined up, that's like good 1-2 clues.
It is.
So it's like-
Yeah.
But you want to get it in one. I know. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna hope it's right. suspension.
Parker wants to tag in. Apparently, he immediately knows it's suspension.
Suspension.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I think I got this. Well,
I won't
see,
say. I
okay,
shouldn't
you
say
said
anything. I
you said
shouldn't say anything.
suspension, and somehow my mind went to like suspension bridge or like.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. It's
Okay.
like super weird, but
That
it took
could be-
me, it
and
took
that
me a
could be-
second.
that
But
could be
like
what I was thinking.
now I'm assuming player who's been suspended. Like that's my.
Oh my gosh! Thank you.
Okay, he was in the same
Whoa,
boat. I'm not
what?
the only one who
I
couldn't think
got
of what
it.
suspension
I got
meant.
it. I got it. Are we going with
I'm not gonna overthink. Oh,
3?
am I gonna overthink this? 2.
Oh, wait.
See.
Okay.
This is what I mean.
Nope. I think. Oh, yeah. I think I'm sticking with my gut.
I'm gonna see, but he had multiple. So
I'm gonna
this
count you
honestly,
down. I'm gonna count you down.
Yeah.
And
All
you
right.
guys gotta say it. 3, 2, 1.
Eric
Eric
Oakley.
Oakley.
Rage.
Oh, that's tough.
No, we blew
you could
it.
just have
We blew
started
it.
there.
I didn't want to though, because I don't want him to beat me up.
Ah,
Dang it. I felt like that one is like not
Nico.
public at all yet.
Nico. Shout out, really.
Nico
good.
is right. Dang it.
We
No,
heard
no.
the funniest quote of all time from Nico last week.
Yeah.
I thought it
Oh
was
yeah.
funny. Do we,
Oh
do
my
we have
gosh.
To share this?
We have to share it at this
Okay.
point. Sorry to Nico, but he's the one
I'm
who said
sorry.
it.
Yeah,
so
and I thought it was hysterical.
yeah, it's
Okay?
hilarious.
Also, don't fight me, Nico. I love you, bro.
Because we
We'll
were.
chill, bro.
I have played many rounds with Nico, and they've all been very enjoyable rounds.
I
he never took
honestly
too
would agree.
long, really, and
Yep.
he never like raged, really. And a lot of people have bad things that have happened. I love
He's-
playing with Nico.
He's so
Yeah.
chill
It's
almost
super
all
chill.
the time. It
Yeah.
just sucks that
Yep.
he has like a couple of those moments, and then they happen to be like on that stage,
Right.
and then everyone gets to see it because
Exactly.
Dude,
Even, like, off the
we're
course, bro, he's
pretending
so fun to hang out
like a lot of people listen to this podcast at this
Yeah.
point in the episode.
Okay.
No,
Nico
yeah,
Castro.
I'm kidding.
We
Thank
played
you to our
with
fans.
him, round 3, is that right?
2 or 3.
And so he always
Anyway,
does this little
yeah.
like Anheuser thing where he throws, super overstable discs that are really fast. And he was just Heisering all of them out all day long. And, like I was sitting there being like, hey, Nico, man, you got to throw something a little less stable. And we finally get to hole 10. And he throws the most undercommitted Anheuser I've ever seen. And he says,
It hyzers out left OB.
Heisers out left OB, right?
Yep. And he's like, every shot feels like retirement.
bro.
It's one of the best
Oh, it's
quotes
so
I've heard on
golden.
the disc golf course. It's like so self-deprecating.
Yeah.
It fits in perfectly with what we've been talking about.
None of us are ever going that far. And then he just sends it. Feels like retirement. Holy
Oh
cow.
my gosh.
Oh
What a
my.
legend.
Brutal.
Crazy.
All right. Before we move on, I got to do one more for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go with this one. Okay. Daughter.
There's a few.
Okay. So Palong Beth has one, but I don't think it's him. Kayla Viska has one.
Yuli.
He's got one. There's so many.
Does Joel Freeman?
Yeah, Joel Freeman does, but he wouldn't be in the top 80 last year. He didn't play.
Maybe. Did he not play at
I
all?
don't think he played.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
Oh, does Goose have one? I'm kidding. No,
Okay. My other thought was, have we moved to FPO, or are we still? Is this an MPO player? Can we get this info? Is this allowed?
There's no way he switched, right? There's no way he switched up on it, without saying.
Oh, if he did switch, Kristen, because she had, yeah, but you don't say that for
He's
Kristen.
not saying that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
saying that. He's
No,
not
never
saying
mind.
that.
But-
What's Simon's kid? Daughter or boy?
I think he has a boy and a girl. I think,
Hamilton Keith's got.
or maybe I don't
That's
know.
on the topic.
Oh, Emerson.
Second clue? Or do we have to guess?
You're going to guess first? Or do
All
you
right,
want me to
okay,
second
we'll
clue?
guess. I'm going to guess Kale.
Paul Ulibarri.
Incorrect.
Thank goodness.
All
What's
right.
the second clue?
Second clue.
Go on,
I
keep the game going.
need to think harder now.
That's crazy. Crazy that the only
Daughter?
clue is daughter.
That's where he goes first.
Gavin Rathbun has a kid, right?
Let's go.
Or something.
Oh
on the
yeah.
way. Something. A pet. I don't know. Something, right?
Parker looks devastated
trying to
over
figure it
there
out too,
at our
though.
lack of disc golf
Does he
pros
know it?
knowledge.
He doesn't know it.
He wasn't prepared. he expected us to get it off of daughter, though. That's
know,
the
that's what's
thing.
crazy.
Like,
No, the whole time I've been thinking of the second clue, to be honest with you.
oh, all right. He really wanted to do this.
There's not a
one,
lot
too.
that have one.
We were gonna move on.
Let's go with
Yeah.
Oh God, that's mean though. Okay.
Is it true?
Let's go airball.
That seems like that's mean.
What was his mean clue?
That was
Is
the mean one.
Oh, that
That was
was
the
the
mean
mean
one.
clue.
Okay,
Okay,
I was
all right,
like-
all right.
What are you talking
Okay.
about?
Oh wait. Okay. Casey White does not have a daughter.
No.
But he,
No.
I just listen. I had a
Hairball.
Casey. I had one of my own moments, so I can say that now. It's fine. We're on the same boat, him and I.
Airball? Who has had like a famous airball?
Right.
That's what I mean, that has to be like how else is this the second clue? This feels worse than the first clue.
It does. It does feel bad.
It's supposed to get easier as we go.
I want to look at the list.
Okay, I'm
Daughter
gonna round it
airball.
out with my last
Okay.
clue.
All right, send it.
Hyphenated world champ.
Hyphenated world champ. Okay.
It's one word, right?
Bravo.
If you hyphenate it.
Okay. Isaac Robinson has a daughter. No, I think they think she's pregnant or something. But I don't know if it's.
Yeah, we don't
Gannon
know.
Ball doesn't have a
I don't
kid
think,
that he knows
I don't think
that we
Goose
know of.
knows that.
Right. That's what's crazy too.
That's
Is
It's like the
For
level
sure.
of what Goose
Goose
knows.
has to know. So Paula Beth doesn't have, but who else is one? Okay, James doesn't have a daughter. Who else is one? Ballsby.
Barsby,
Doesn't have a
no.
kid.
No kids. Ricky, no.
And then anybody.
Will Shoestrick?
Anybody
Or no,
older
he's
than that's
not
gonna be
world.
in the top
He's
80,
not world
that's tough.
champion. Sorry.
Anybody before Paul's not gonna be in the top 80. Anybody before Paul and Rick. Okay, so is there a world
Did
champ
we
or not?
move to FBO? We have to have
No.
moved to FBO.
We're not NPO, right?
What
Bro,
are you talking
come
about?
on, dude. Come on. This.
Kristen Latt. Then. There's no way you went to FPL.
I mean,
Is that what you're going with?
That's what I would go with.
If it's FPL, then I would say Kristen.
Yes,
you're
that
going
would have been after daughter. I would have gone with that
Right.
immediately.
Well, yeah, but after everything else you've heard,
You said world champ. You said
What was the
daughter.
second
and you
thing?
said
Airball.
Airball.
I mean, kind of. Last year she had some air balls before she retired. Like
That's
I don't
such a
know. I don't want
crazy
to.
thing
I
to say
feel
that.
bad about that.
There's
Well,
no
that's why. And he
It's
he
NPO,
feels
right?
bad.
It's NPO. No, it's FPO.
It's Kristen. It has to be.
are you locking in?
No,
Kristen?
wait. I'm an idiot. We are both idiots. Ezra, who have we
I mean,
seen
obviously.
on the tour? We have interacted with the daughter of this player multiple times.
This sounds a little sketch.
Well, actually, okay, all right. I'm gonna have to clip in the like nice interactions we've
Evelina?
had in the practice rounds. So people are like, not no. Katrina Allen,
Katrina Allen is correct.
Eloise.
And I'm sorry, Katrina. I did not know what to say,
Airball,
so
yeah.
I apologize.
No,
Eloise is honestly a national treasure. All the little fist bumps we get,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like
She's
just
amazing.
automatic.
That-
we had like
for the day.
we had like 3 practice rounds
That
in a
was
row.
awesome,
It felt
yeah.
like where we ran into that.
Yeah,
he goes
and
out. That's crazy. All right, let's move on. No more games for Goose next week.
yeah, sorry to.
Oh my gosh. All right.
You always know I'm gonna move on to FPO. I have to.
We should move on to FPO. To be fair, you're right in doing that, but like,
I couldn't even get one of the MPOs from Denmark. I would be so screwed.
oh gosh. I don't know.
Is that about it?
Do we have anything else?
I don't have
We
anything
can play another game.
Yeah. Do you want to try one of our other games?
else.
Or my band?
What time are we at? Are we at an hour?
We are at an hour. Come back next week for the next game. No, we can go a little longer.
Let's try one more game. Let's end on a positive
Places
note.
to be. Okay. All right. Send on a positive note.
What game do we want to try?
Are we doing the guess the course thing?
I don't know.
That one's so hard. That could take 20 minutes.
All our games could take 20 minutes, bro. We suck at games.
What's the other option? Do you think? I don't think we're.
I mean,
straight
I could-
now.
I could do another one of the guess the national tour winners, but
No.
we do terribly at that too.
That was kind of fun.
I like the.
It was kind of fun.
Let's do
Mainly
this.
because I didn't have to do
I'll
it.
pick a hole and you have to guess it because I think that way works.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
so
let's do that.
I'll pick a famous hole. I'm gonna pick a famous hole. I'm gonna describe the shots, and then he's gonna try to figure out what hole it is.
Okay. I like this. I like
All
this.
Okay, here we go. This is the hole. This is the shot. Tee shot. Okay. Maximum distance driver. Straight as an arrow. Okay.
Okay.
Second shot. fairway driver, oval stable. Heiser.
Okay.
That's probably.
Do
And that's it.
wait? Do we
and then
get
I'll just-
elevation profile on this hole
filter
or
in
no?
more information as they don't get it.
Okay. Max distance, dead straight.
gonna give you
Okay.
this- I'm gonna give you this-
Immediately, a hole came to my mind.
Okay.
Which was, what is the hole at Portland where you throw way down that hill? You know, and then the second shot is like fairway driver hyzer into the green over the
That's
pond.
not dead straight though. You wouldn't say dead straight for that.
But like the shot goes dead straight. I'm not saying the flight path is not like a max distance. I don't know.
Fairway driver, second. That's what you said.
Yeah, that's where
Yes.
it's an issue because you can definitely go mid or you can go
I
like
think it's gotta
straighter
be
fairway
it's
into
gotta
that
be like
green.
a gap shot or like a woods shot to make you play that far off the tee with something that stable or
Okay.
that much.
Next hint. I'm going to say low ceiling tee shot.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so I can give a
You can give a guess.
I can give a guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Nah, that's probably not right, but we'll go with it. I'm gonna start with Portland, Glenvere, hole 9. 8. I think it's 8.
Incorrect.
Okay.
I'm going to give you this hint. Okay.
Okay.
Second shot, when throwing the backhand hyzer with the fairway driver, is a water carry.
Okay,
That's
all right.
crazy.
My mind as far as courses goes to OTB, which I don't know that well. And
Okay.
Goose, I know you know that very well.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Hole 18.
Could be 18, could be 17 too.
Is 17 much of a hyzer? into
Overstable
the
fairway,
green?
you said? Okay, it could be 18.
I think 18 makes the most sense to
18's
me.
not bad.
You locking that in?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it right.
Very
Hole
nice.
Come on.
Nice.
Clutched up, dude. Clutched up.
I like that
That's,
game.
that's interesting. That is fun.
That was fun.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
I'm throwing forehand on that second.
Oh, really? Okay.
my
Most
God.
of the
like
time.
my
Yeah.
next hint would have been something like that. Was like the second shot could be. Well, that's what my
Yeah.
hint was. Like when you throw the backhand hyzer, it's over water.
Yep.
It's kind of insinuating you don't
Dead
have
straight.
to. But I
Yep.
would have.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have said.
Good
you go
example
forehand.
of like a gap shot. You know that
Yeah.
that tee shot had to be far, but it is a gap,
Right.
so you do have to hit it. It is low
It's
ceiling.
low ceiling, yeah.
I was thinking Portland when you said low ceiling, but OTB also has a few of those.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Fun game.
Yep. That was good. Should we call it there?
Call it out. Let's close it
Yep.
out.
Should
All
probably call
right.
it.
Well, thanks for joining us this week on the Course Maintenance Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Comment below what games you want to see us play. We have a bunch in store in our minds. So Goose wants to play charades. He's still big on the charades.
Sorry
He
for
just,
you.
wants me to embarrass myself.
The audio listeners are going to
Audio
be in purgatory that episode, but you know.
Make sure you drop some questions
what we're
down
gonna
below
have
as
to
well
do-
for the fan questions of the week.
Yes.
Make sure to
Big
do that.
time.
I think
some
what
of
we need to
those.
do is we need to have one person doing charades, one person describing the charades for all the audio listeners.
Yeah.
And then one
maybe
person guessing.
maybe that person can describe
And
it
one
in
person doing
ASMR.
sign language in case people can't listen. Sign language? And we
Wait.
also need to have Morse code on the screen for people who
But
read
but
Braille.
sign language, they're watching what the person's doing.
Isn't that crazy? Think about it. Anyway, that's going to do it.
My
Thank you guys
gosh.
for watching. Eli, thanks for setting it all up, making this happen. And hopefully you guys subscribe so you can see next week's video.
Yep.
And we'll keep it rolling.
Yep. Cool.
Take it easy.